Alright, y'all. So, I wanted to show you guys something that I've been working on for about 3 hours. And this is not it's a prototype, really. It's my first attempt at making a mace splitter thing, my job. Um, so I found this piece of metal like 6 months ago, and I was like, oh, a little kind of interesting shape to it, and a nice consistency and thickness and hardness. So I took that and tried it against some other different ideas I had that it didn't really work. And at the end of the day, I just went caveman on it. That's what made the biggest difference, was just getting in there and just, all right, I need a tool, so let me just try and just put it together. And I was pleasantly surprised with the result. Yeah, you can't really see it too far because of the light, but I'm bringing it in here closer. So this is what I would like to call the Buzzard Prototype 1. So, just a piece of wood that I cut down a couple months ago and let it dry, and so it's a little bit of its flexibility, but it's mostly where it needs to be. This is that piece of metal I was telling you about earlier. It's actually got a parachute cord that I wrapped very tightly around it, and I took the piece of metal and basically hammered it through the wood, and then there's actually a hole in the middle of the metal, and I looped the paracord through that and tightened it, and then reinforced it with electrical tape. And there's a lot of electrical tape up there, and you'll see why I put that much down there. And there's a lot down here at the base as well, and I put a little bit down here at the handle too to add a little bit of weight and give you some leverage. So I'm sure you guys are looking at this thing going, okay, so you're proud of that? Why would you be proud of that? It doesn't seem to be. It looks horrible, right? Well, that's part of the reason I gave it the name the Buzzard. But give you some. So this is a little bit of a test. Show you guys some of the hardness that this thing has. Now, hopefully nothing will go wrong and I'll get injured or break this window somehow. We'll see though. It's YouTube, so either way it's gonna get some views. So I'm gonna try and hit this as hard as I can and show you guys that it doesn't really give too much give. Well, at least hopefully it won't. It's test that we'll see. Alright. So see how this is holding up? Yep. Still just as firm as it was before. I think the flexibility actually is good for it because it allows for a little bit of shift. Over time, I'm sure the durability of this is not going to hold up against something that is wedged in there, and somebody took a little bit longer time to think about it. But let me show you some of the damage this thing just did. Okay, so all right, let's see how the best way to kind of position this. Now I was striking a little bit further down. Some of these are older strikes from like last night, but so you can see that there's actually quite a bit of depth in there, and even pieces coming out in some ways. This thing would give you this pretty nasty gash, and that was exactly what I had in mind for this tool. This is intended as a self-defense tool. Out in the wild, in your car, by your bed. It's fast. And the back end piece right here actually gives you, so you don't actually have to, you can just swing back as well without having to turn your wrist. You can just come in and then come right back with it. So, and this little piece right here. So this right here is going to give you a pretty nasty gash, but if your opponent happens to step back, this little piece right here could possibly give you a little bit extra range. So I like it. I'm not going to test it too much more unless I get some more pieces and I want to make something else, because I want to just save it for if I actually do need it. But there you go. The Buzzard version 1.0.